Welcome to PokéBiz, and I'm about to show you how to turn these into this. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm glad you're joining me today because I'm about to show you what packs that we are not going to open. That's right, we're not doing a pack opening. I'm sorry. Please don't click away because you actually might make more money by not opening it than you would if you did. So today we're going to go over sealed product investment collection. That's my personal collection that I personally put my own money into because I believe that in the future, after let's say 3 years, I'll actually get a return and a profit from them. So I would also like to make a disclaimer that I am not an investment professional. I didn't go to college for finances. I went to college for biology. I'm pretty confident about my stages of photosynthesis, but anything else, disclaimer. But I want to put my money where my mouth is, and everything you see here, I'm going to show you my own collection that follows these principles. So first, easy storage. Second, the product must be the 2.47% inflation rate of the dollar, or the US dollar. The product must have future scarcity and popularity. Second, it must be bulk sealed product or something close to it. Next, it has to be a non-perishable item. And you have to have product diversification. I'm about to go through every single point and a better definition of every single thing. Don't you worry. So next, why I put easy to store. I'm not sure where I'm going to be in the next year or two. I'm not even sure where I'm going to be in the next few months, to be honest. So everything must fit in my heavy-duty indestructible container that I got from Walmart, and it has to be able to fit in there. So if it doesn't fit in there, I cannot invest in it because I don't want it to damage it, and it's just burdensome to carry around large product. That's why in my last video, I opened up my premium figure collection from Celebrations because it would not fit in my box. So that's why I had it. And as you can see in my box, I also have a blanket in there to make sure that the product doesn't get damaged as I move around, because I do plan on moving around a lot in the coming time in my life. So that is easy to store. And again, I would recommend that you do pick up a figure collection if you do have the space and you don't plan on moving around, because I feel like this is going to be a very profitable item in the future, and I might make a video on it if it does well enough in the current market. Next up, the product must beat the 2.47% inflation rate. So the 2.47 inflation rate was actually taken from the US dollar over the last 10 years. Basically, every year there's the cost, or the value of the dollar has been going down by a certain percentage. And what I did is I took that percentage of the last 10 years that occurred and divided it by 10, and I got this value. So basically, I also looked at an example of a Pokemon sealed product, which was black and white Noble Victories. And the reason why I chose this set and not a more popular set was because this was a very underwhelming set. No one liked it, and no one still likes it because the chase card is Meowth. If your chase card is a Meowth, why would you even bother opening up this set? Just put your money somewhere else where you get a Charizard. But if you were to get this booster box back then for let's say $144, which is the standard amount for a booster box, if it followed the inflation rate, it'd be around $176.92. But because this is Pokemon and someone took care of it over all this time, because this set is over a decade old, so the actual cost of it now is $1,800 for a set that no one even liked. That to me is insane. That to me is incredible and shows the actual money you can make off of Pokemon. And I know that Pokemon's going to be around for a while, as we just celebrated the 25th anniversary of it. We have newer, younger audiences coming in, looking up to the older YouTubers, and we have we still have people coming in, kind of renewing that younger kid vibe of Pokemon. So yeah, it's going to be around for a while. So I want to cash in now while I'm young in it too. Moving on, we have future scarcity / popularity. So for future scarcity, that means that it has to be out of print or will be out of print, and you have to have some kind of cash card or something valuable within the set. or the set just had to be well liked at the time and brings back good memories. So an example for feature scarcity is that when evolutions, like XY evolutions went out of print, its value skyrocketed. And the thing is, though, no one even liked X and Y evolutions when it first came out. They were mad that Blastoise and Venusaur wasn't really part of it. There were other issues where it was just off-centered and it wasn't cut right. So, but now, even though they didn't like it in the past, because there's not a lot of it going around, its value jumped up to like $760. That's crazy. And I definitely predict that it's going to be up to 1,000. But again, that's a prediction following the charts. So it also must have a card that people remember. So although I do think Lugia, Articuno, and all those birds are very popular and people do remember those, even if you're a newer collector, even if you're newer, like let's say you just watched one episode of Pokemon, you probably would know of these two big giants. And I'm talking about Charizard and I'm talking about Pikachu. If it has either one of these two in there and these cards are valuable, that set's going to be well loved and well liked and well remembered when people want to collect the stuff in the future. So that's what I look for whenever I look at a set. It has to be well liked, it has to have a chase card in it, and it has to make sure that it's out of print so it keeps getting more valuable as people opening them up and there's less of them going around. Next up, it has to be a bulk sealed product. So I recommend that if you're a younger viewer and you don't have a lot of money on you, that's understandable. Like this stuff I only got after working my butt off and working overtime hours. Like this is blood, sweat, and tears you're seeing right on the screen, guys. This is my own personal collection. But I recommend that you buy something like ETBs if you actually have a little more money than what I did growing up and you have enough money to afford a booster box, and go for a booster box. Because these are, first of all, they're easier to spot tampering, and because the seal that's on them, and they're easier to store a lot of packs. So it's a very efficient way of storing a lot of Pokemon product. And these are more sought after because there's that whole theory that you have better pull rates from sealed products, these bulk sealed products, than you do just single packs. And personally, I believe this theory because if you go through my channel, I bought singles and there's like Fusion Strike was the final straw for me because I bought 10 single packs and I got nothing, absolutely nothing. But whenever I bought and opened up ETBs, I pulled something, and not only that, I pulled a lot of things. So I'm personally going to start opening up from ETBs because I feel I have a better chance of getting my money back. Moving on, we have the item has to be non-perishable. So that Oreo pack you see on the top left was actually my own personal bag that I was actually going to save, but then I decided not to because I decided that if a small hole got poked in there, the cookies would be ruined. They'd be stale and no one would want them. Plus, if I dropped them at all, well, now I have a bag of broken cookies, and who's going to want to buy that? I mean, I could lie, but I'm not that type of person. I just feel bad, and if they complain to me, I can't just ignore it. Plus, there's a danger aspect to it too. Like, food gets moldy. Food gets, like, especially if it's canned. Pokemon came out with canned beans, and maybe at the time it's okay because you can eat them right away. But if you stored like the beans like still inside the can, like a big hint that it's gone bad, and this is for any canned goods, so please listen up. If you see that the can is actually starting to swell up a little bit, it means that bacteria is in there. It started to ferment and the gas is trying to release. So if you actually do end up hitting a hole in this can or trying to open it up, it will explode. So please don't do that. Please, if you see a can like that, leave it alone. All right, moving on. Finally, my last advice to you when investing is you have product diversification. What does this mean? It means that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. Even if a deal seems good and you want to buy up 10 booster boxes of this because it's really cheap at the current time, don't do it. You want to make sure that your portfolio is full of different choices. In case one goes big, that's great. One went big, but if one goes bad, that's all right because you have all the other ones to make up for it. Now, if you look at even just a regular stock market, you see ETFs being really popular. They're really popular because they follow the S&P 500 index fund, which is basically an accumulation of the top 5 Fortune 500 companies. That's the stock. So they're Fortune 500 for a reason. They're popular companies, and even if one of them goes bad, that's all right, because you have all the other 400 making up for that one bad company. So it's important it's that you don't put all your money in one thing, and make sure your portfolio is full of things to cover your butt in case anything were to happen. Oh, all right, guys. So I'm about to go over my personal collection, and I'm going to give you reasons why I have these cards. Stick with me. Now, everything I'm about to show you and the prices that I got were from tcgplayer.com. So if you want to actually catch some of these on your own and fill up your own, your own collection like I did, go right ahead. But again, these are my personal collections, and if it doesn't go well, my bad. I'm not a full expert. So first of all, we have Shining Legends Elite Trainer Box, going for around $329, and this is the most expensive thing that I currently own. And the reason why I got it was because, again, it's an ETB, and it's one of those special sets to where you can't get a booster box of these. You can't get singles of these. You can only get them through the special products of these little tiny sets, which makes it scarce, which makes it more valuable. And over time, it's going to become even more valuable as more people open it up. Plus, you actually have a lot of good cash cards that people remember fondly. Like you have, of course, Mewtwo, you have Entei, there's even a Rayquaza card in there. You have Mew. It's just a beautiful set with beautiful cards, well liked and well remembered. Moving on, we have Hidden Fates Elite Trainer Box going for $180. And the reason why I also got this set, because it's like Shining Legends, where this is a special mini set, which means you can't get booster boxes from it, you can't get singles from it, so it's a pretty darn scarce set to begin with. It has beautiful chase cards that people will remember fondly and would like to open up again. Personally, I would love to pull a Jesse and James full art, but then again, I also don't want to ruin my investment, because I know I'd make more money just holding on to the set. There's also Charizards in here. Remember that big thing, there's a Charizard in here, so keep that in mind when you keep this stored up and refuse the temptation to open it up. Moving on, we have Darkness Ablaze booster box, and this 100% the only reason why I got this booster box, well, first, it was cheap, but second, it had Charizard. That's it. It has one Charizard in it, and that was enough for me to get it. It was cheap, and it had a Charizard in there. It will be well remembered. It has two Charizards in there, actually, now I'm looking at it. So that's all I need to know. The name itself sounds really darn cool, so even in the future, people are like, I just want this in my set because the name sounds cool. That's my reasoning for holding on to this. And I paid a little extra for the booster box and not just the ETB. Moving on, we have the Champions Path Elite Trainer Box going for $130 on TCG Player. And again, this is another one of those mini sets that are really scarce because you can't really get singles and you can't get booster boxes from them. But I got two of these, and I invested in two of them because it has two mega chase card Charizards in there. So basically, you have a scarce set that has Charizard in it, and it has two of them in it. That's incredible. And right now it's cheap. It's incredibly cheap compared to what it originally was, like $130 some. So if you're willing to buy, so if you have money for it, I do recommend buying and holding on to these. Plus, just looking back at it, the ETB just looks sick. Let's be honest, that's a pretty darn sick looking ETB box. I use it in the background of a lot of my videos, you notice too, because it's that darn cool. Next, we have Vivid Voltage Booster Box. I spurged a little extra to get this because, again, it's one of those sets that has that chase card that isn't a Charizard, but people will always remember it because it has Chunkachu. It has Pikachu. Pikachu will always be iconic. No matter what age, no matter what time you got into the Pokemon game, you'll always know Pikachu the moment you see it. And luckily, the Vivid Voltage booster boxes aren't that expensive right now. Like, I know it was $130 now, but you could probably find it a lot cheaper elsewhere, or on TCG Player, someone's selling it even less. So now we're moving on to more of my predictions. Now, the other ones I believe are safe bets for future gains, but this next one is my prediction that I didn't really see anyone really put on their video. So hopefully it works out, and hopefully I got to give you guys a good trainer. Oh, I just pressed it. So now you know the Celebrations Elite Trainer Box. So I got mine for $50 when it first came out at Walmart, but now it's going for around $76 on TCG Player. And my reasoning for this was because this is like the child of X and Y Evolutions. So when X and Y Evolutions came out, it wasn't even liked, but it had old cards that reminded people of the past, and it gave you that nostalgic feel to it. Plus, it was cheaper to buy that set than it was to buy the older sets. Celebrations is literally the best version of that, and it's well liked. Now, it's being printed to the ground right now as Pokemon wants everybody to enjoy the 25th anniversary of their company, and as they should. I think Pokemon did it right with this set, giving people good pull rates, giving people like a lot of the cash cards from the past. And personally, again, it's my personal favorite because they did it like that. I pulled so many good cards from this set. I remember it fondly, and I personally want to buy more of this and open it up because it was just that much fun. So I believe this is literally going to be like X and Y, where the moment they stop printing it, the second they're like, okay, we're done with the 25th anniversary, this price is just going to skyrocket. And it's just going to skyrocket year after year as people just open them up like crazy because they just enjoy it that much. And these are a few of the cash cards that you can get in. And again, Charizard in there, but you also have Umbreon Star, and this gives you like the Shining Magic card. These are cards that come from different sets. So that means that you don't have to go back and buy the older sets that they came in, but you can just buy the Celebrations, and you get to enjoy the plethora of old nostalgic feels that we once felt when we were kids. Whew. All right, guys, that was a mouthful, but I hope you learned something, and I hope you got something from these points. Now, again, the easy storage point is just for me personally. If you have a home, you have shelves, and you're going to be there for years, you can cross that out, and you can collect in your own resources. But everything else, I think, are pretty good ways to invest in Pokemon product when you're looking towards the future. So if you want, you can take a screenshot and try your best. And I would hope, please, for everything, put in the comments what you guys believe are good investments yourself, or at least what Pokemon product you think I should invest in, because I want to make money. I would love to make money. So I would also like to maybe even make videos off of some of the comments you guys make to be like, yeah, I overlooked this in my research, and I believe that this deserves recognition. And I'll definitely give you a shout out if I actually make a video on the comments. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.